there. Teresa back with another Money Shift Monday here. Super excited for this one. If you hate paying bills, dread paying bills, avoid paying bills as much as possible, if paying bills stresses you out, or if you've set up automatic payments so you never have to deal with your bills again, this Money Shift broadcast is for you. Get ready for a head tilt here on how you think about and relate with bills, because otherwise you will be perpetuating unnecessary scarcity for yourself and you'll be missing out on the abundance that you have. So as you hop on, please say hi so I know who's joining us and I know everything's working okay. I create these weekly Money Shift Monday broadcasts because I'm on a mission to transform the scarcity-based relationship with money that we've been taught. Because it's not a way of relating with money that allows us to truly flourish individually, collectively, our planet. We need a new operating system. We need a new foundation for how we think about, relate to, use our money. And these Money Shift Mondays are just about dripping in a few little of my, that's a different way of looking at it, ideas around money. So that being said, good morning, those of you who are joining live. Let's dive in. This past week, I was having a conversation with a client who very much is in the, I hate paying bills. Oh, I put it off as long as I can. Oh, why is it that I keep forgetting or avoiding this particular bill? Bottom line, as we delved into it, it was just like, it's such a chore. It's such a dredge. And I'm going to bet that maybe you can relate to that. You know, paying bills is one of those things we have to do, or we're supposed to do, or we should do. Probably pretty rarely does it fall under the category of something that we want to do, let alone like doing. Now, one way available to us in our world today to kind of avoid all of this stuff that comes up around paying bills is to do it one time and set up a bunch of automatic payments so that it's just automatically paid from your bank account and you never have to think about your bills again. And at one level, I get it. At one level, it's convenient. At one level, it makes sure that your bills get paid on time. But on another level, it's perpetuating a pattern around money that is becoming more and more and more dominant, one that I do not think supports abundance, does not support well-being. Because you see, automating our bill payments so we don't have to deal with them or think about them or worry about them, well, it gets us into a place of unnecessary scarcity and blocks us from a real experience of abundance. And before I tell you why, I want to give you an experience of that. So let's just agree that this whole time that I've been talking to you, I've been breathing. And the whole time that you've been watching this, you've been breathing. Were we not, we'd be turning blue and we'd have to call 911. So the fact that we're breathing is a given. Now, let's stop. I invite you to sit back. If you're taking notes, stop taking notes and just begin to breathe in consciously. Inhaling a long, slow, deep breath, and then exhaling slowly. And again, being very, very conscious of your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. And inhaling and exhaling. Just very slow, rhythmically, fully, consciously breathe. And notice as you breathe in this manner, more consciously, notice what you start to experience. It might be just a little bit of a relaxing. You may be feeling more calm. You might be feeling a little peaceful. You might be feeling more present. You might be feeling less tense, less stress. All we're doing is breathing, just like you were doing in the first couple of minutes of this video. But how you breathed created a different experience. Breathing consciously, I say, gives you a greater experience of well-being, peace, maybe joy, maybe abundance. See, when we're conscious of something, we're present to the experience of it. That's when we can become aware of the something bigger that we're part of, the abundance that's always available to us, around us, and within us. We breathe all the time. But when we breathe consciously, it creates a different experience. Now, here's the thing. We use money all the time. But when we use money consciously, it can create a different experience for us. And one of the pitfalls of all these automatic payments is it breeds more and more unconsciousness around money. And when we're unconscious, let's say in our quote bill payments, we start to become unconscious around money in one area of life, we're going to start to become unconscious in other ways. And when we're unconscious around money, that's when we'll use it in ways that may not support our health and well-being. That's when we may make choices with it that keep us in pressure or stress, or we may make choices from a place of pressure and stress, and that never works. To truly experience abundance and create a healthy, empowered, abundant relationship with money requires we be conscious of it flowing to us and through us and from us. So what does this have to do with bills? You might be wondering. Well, I would dare to say that there is no such thing as a bill. Okay? There really isn't. So let me just, that head tilt. There's no such thing as a bill. Hold that right there. And let's think of it this way. Here's what I see happening more and more. It's perhaps part of that unconsciousness around money is that our relationship with money has become pretty much a transaction-based relationship with money, not a relational, connecting type of thing. This is a byproduct of the archetype of scarcity and oftentimes of less than full consciousness around money. So let's go back to our breath again. We inhale oxygen that gives us life, and then we exhale carbon dioxide that gives life to plants and trees and flowers in the world around us. And those plants and trees then release oxygen so that we can breathe it in. And this cycle continues. Plants and trees release oxygen for us to breathe. We release carbon dioxide for the trees to breathe. Life-giving resources continually flowing. We are in relationship with the plants and trees and flowers, whether we're conscious of it or not. Again, because they're releasing the oxygen that gives us life, we're releasing the carbon dioxide that gives them life. And so here's this ongoing flow in relationship. If you've ever heard me say abundance is not a solo sport, this is a good example of it. So again, what does this have to do with paying bills? Well, when my client was talking about paying bills, it was like this thing. A bill, it's an object, it's a thing, okay? And usually when we think of paying bills, we think only of a one-way flow. Like, I have to pay my bills, and now I have less money in my bank account. And that creates a sense of scarcity or resentment or stress or fear. But again, I say there's no such thing as paying a bill. There's no such thing as a bill. Now, yesterday, I paid something that you might call a bill that previously I called a bill. It was our electric bill. But I didn't really pay a bill. In truth, what I did was inhale the electricity that Alliant Energy provides our farmhouse. And my payment was like exhaling the carbon dioxide, the money that allows Alliant Energy to maintain its infrastructure and pay its employees so that they can continue to deliver the electricity that benefits me and supports my life and well-being. And then I'll exhale some money so that they have what they need to continue to release electricity for me to use. The money I pay for the electricity is a life-giving resource for them, and in exchange, I'm able to receive a life-giving resource called oxygen for me. It's not a bill. It's an exchange of resources in and what is designed to be a mutually life-giving relationship. I could say the same thing with groceries. I could say the same thing with gas for cars. I could say the same thing for even old outstanding credit card debt. It really isn't a bill. What are the things that you bought that you now have or experienced because of that bill? And maybe some of them you wished you hadn't bought. They didn't really support your life and well-being. That's part of the learning, and that makes them gift. But instead of thinking it as a thing and thinking of it as a one-way flow, I pay my bills and now I'm out of money, I invite you to start to see like, oh no, this is a relational transaction. Now, is the way I'm using my money actually supporting life and well-being in the world around me? And is it also then returning life, health, and well-being for me? Great question. Not what today's broadcast is about. I just want you to stop thinking about, one, develop some more consciousness around money, and stop thinking about it, bills or things like that as just things, objects. Become more aware of what they represent in a relational, ongoing flow. And I think when you do, you'll start to experience and appreciate more and more of what you have. Electricity, food, the people who bring the food to the stores, or the people at the stores who are there to serve you. Your money supporting the world around you, and then you being able to receive what you need as well. So, this is what could change, quote, paying bills to being something you dread, something you want to avoid, something that feels yuck, to something that really has you realize you are part of something bigger than you and that you're participating in it. Now it's about how you use your money in that flow. But like I said, that's a different Money Shift Money Shift Monday broadcast. Sorry about that. So what's your next step? First of all, I hope this is just increasing your awareness and consciousness. How can you practice being more conscious of the flow of money in and out of your life and in relationship with the world around you? Can you change your language to really emphasize that relationship? Oh, I'm paying for our electricity. I'm like that. So you're really present to what you're giving, how it's supporting you. When you do, probably will experience a little more gratitude. And if you realize that it doesn't, how I used my money didn't really support me, didn't support the world around me, then the gift of that is hopefully the awareness will have you make better choices in the future. One final next step. in terms of consciousness and using your money in ways that support life and health and well-being. I'm going to drop a link into the chat in just a little bit. We had one little bug we're working out, but I invite you to participate in the Breakthrough to Abundance Invitational that I'm going to be hosting next month, April. We are going to dive deep into this type of stuff and beyond. It's all designed to have you be more open to receive and participate in the flow of life-giving resources, including money. So watch for that link in the chat. Hope you'll consider joining us in April and joining me next Monday for the next episode. I'll check your comments and I will come back and reply to you. Have a great Monday. Have a great week.